Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. We're a little bit early, and I hope you can all hear me. It's a little bit rushed. Seems to be working okay. A little bit. So welcome to the stream, everyone. This was meant to be for members only, but I just opened it up to the public at the last minute because it's going to be pretty short and it might be interesting. So we've got the FOMC decision coming up very shortly, and we've got the news stuff in front of us right now. We've had quite a lot of news over the last few days, today even, and just the last couple of weeks and days. So stacked on top of two pretty busy days, we've got this news coming up now, and we're expected to see a 0.25% rate cut. I expect that's probably what we'll get according to the FedWatch tool. That's the most likely number, 90% sure of that. I think if we get something like 0 or 50, that would really throw the cat amongst the pigeons and create some havoc. Probably both bad for the market. So we're hoping for 25. The question is now, what will happen if we do get 25 basis points? And excuse me, consider that's all baked in. How will the market react to that? I try to put myself in the sort of mind of the collective composite market. I think the first thing you've got to think is that any rate cut, we're assuming now it's 25 and nothing more than that, that any rate cut is going to be met with some enthusiasm initially. Sorry, I'm just finding my feet here. Good day, Blue Jail. Nice to see you. Good day to everyone that's watching. It's lovely to see you all. So I imagine if we do get a 25 basis point cut, there will be an initial reaction of optimism in the market and that we should see a bit of a rally. But there may be some pessimism that sets in thereafter, and that could force the market down in this sort of elastic band effect. And thereafter, we could then see the market bouncing back. I think overall, one has to say that if there is a rate cut, I hope you can all hear me. I really do. Blue Gel, can you just let me know if anyone can hear me? I think everything's set up perfectly well. Anyway, that overall the market should move up if we do get a rate cut. So I think that's the case. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate it, mate. Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go and have a look at what the markets are doing. And let me switch over to just this one page that I've got set up with 4 different charts. One is the euro against the US dollar, against which, well, the euro against which we can measure the strength of the dollar, the euro making up the majority of the dollar index. So rather than monitoring other currencies, we'll look at the biggest one. And then the NDX, let's see what happens with the NASDAQ. Noticing that we've fallen into a small recent gap from Monday this week. We haven't quite reached, yes, we have. We have reached the bottom of the gap and we're bouncing a little bit up on the NASDAQ. So overall, I'm fairly optimistic about the markets, although I think we could suffer a 10% correction in the light of the fact that these markets may have already baked in a 25-point cut. Generally, I'm optimistic about the NASDAQ, about the euro, about gold, about Bitcoin, all against the dollar. Gold's looking quite peppy, actually. Looking like it's trying to regain some of that intraday loss below the support line. We're heading back towards it now. Let's put that horizontal line in. Perhaps a tradable zone. Right there. We did actually not quite retrace back to that. Big dip through that zone, not quite back, but finding some support. None of these charts will look the same in about 12 minutes time. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Nope, we don't want that line there. Bitcoin is moving up. It has been, except for today, really. And if you look at this longer term chart over the last month or so. Quite good until recently, forming a slight megaphone, short-term megaphone pattern here at the top over the last couple of days, which is a concern. Pretty classic. In fact, I should draw it for you. It's called a disjoint channel here on TradingView. It's a nice handy tool. Something like that. This is Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart. One could actually even make this look worse if I ignore the start point there and draw it like that. I like that a lot better. And then draw this line slightly lower. All right, so we're kind of in the middle, right, of that megaphone at the point of control, right in the center there. 11 minutes to go. That's Bitcoin. After a bit of a shakeout today, gaining some footing. NASDAQ, same thing. Euro, the same thing. And gold, the same thing. So perhaps the selling's already over and this is now bouncing up. We'll keep an eye on that as we have 11 minutes to go. And remember, I'm still fiddling with new screen setups here. 25 people here. Well, that's wonderful. Good day, William J. Loving the macro environment here. Rate cuts, softer dollar, capital rotation into real assets. Yeah. Staying nimble, but hunting setups with layered confidence. Thank you very much, William J. I appreciate your comment, mate. TC. Always good to have you around, buddy. TC with a Bitcoin hand. Gotta love that. All right. So as you may know, ArcisFX is moving into a slightly different phase of existence. I'm not sure if this video will actually end up in public at some point, but it may do once it's been, complete and recorded. I'm taking a new sort of phase in life into a more relaxed way of life. I've put 30-something years into trading, and it's been a long haul. And it's taken its toll, and it's had its rewards, as everything does. But sometimes you've got to look towards heading up towards the locker room and hanging up your boots on the hook, sniffing them for the last time, crunching the old leather and all that sort of thing, which, for me to even move slightly away from any form of trading would be that. So I'm definitely not going to be moving away. But things are changing a bit, and you'll notice them as we go along. Don't be alarmed if you're a fan of this channel, which I hope you are. And if you aren't, you shouldn't be here. And if you are a fan and you hadn't subscribed yet and even press the like button, that would be much appreciated. It may encourage me to stay around a little longer. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, or maybe that's what you want, me to leave as soon as possible. Right, now then, let's get back to what's going on here. I was about to say, in about 38 minutes time from now, which is 30 minutes after we hear the number, the presser will begin, and Jerome Powell will have to answer questions from the press and give his statement, discuss everything. And there may be some surprises. As I was saying earlier today in another stream, it could be that if we do get the rate cut, which I think we will, the first time in about 5 different sittings, he's had to say something different, not just keeping rates steady, and we'll monitor everything. We'll look at jobs, we'll look at inflation, the two, the twin directives for the Fed. He's going to say that again, because if he only cuts by 25, he'll have to explain why it wasn't 50, or whether he's looking towards 50. All of that will take place during this meeting, half an hour after we hear the number. And this is when the market will move, not actually when we hear it's going to be 25, because we all know that already. See that chap sitting there? You'll see a lot of that later. This is a recording of a previous meeting. So you're going to see Smart Alec Presses asking Jerome Powell, who thinks he's very smart. There he is, right there as you are looking. This is not live, I don't think. No, maybe it is. This is a recording in any event, unless I've got everything completely wrong and my timing's off, but I don't think so. Right, 6 minutes to go now. And we're probably going to see that column to the right of these two numbers recording 425, unless there's a massive surprise, which I doubt there will be, because that would sabotage markets, which is an interesting thought, isn't it? Given what's going on politically. Yes. Yes, it is. Hello, Joydeep. Nice to see you after a long time, I agree. As I was saying to everyone before, there are a few changes going on, which are not alarming, but a slight change in programming, which you'll discover as time goes on. A bit more relaxed, I think. Hi, Asguz. TC. Asguz, nice to see you. Which instruments am I watching closely? Actually, TC, those four on that page, particularly. Not hanging up the gloves, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. I think this will tell us everything, TC. We'll get to see what the dollar's going to do here on the euro, which will affect things like commodities like cocoa, natural gas, and oil, which I know that you're personally looking at right now. And then obviously we want to know what's going on with the NASDAQ primarily. We've got some long stock names on. Tesla, I've just taken profit on my longs ahead of this meeting, but we've got some others on. And gold, well, we're hedged on gold, but we're short on silver, so this will lead that way. And Bitcoin, well, this is my main play at the moment. And I guess we'll find out whether Bitcoin is more affiliated with the dollar or gold or the stock market. And everyone has a different opinion on that. What is it correlated to? I think the answer is none of them. And so I don't really mind what goes on with these other three, the top two and the one on the left, because it may be that Bitcoin is not actually correlated in these sorts of events. And no, I don't know what happened at the last, on previous occasions, when if and when maybe there was divergence between them. I don't know. No hanging up the gloves, as we said earlier, TC, in the private group. Ready for the Powell soap opera? Yes, we've got 4 minutes to go, Jazz. I'm glad you're here to join the show. There are lots of other streaming channels around which you should or could watch once I'm finished here. Remembering that this is only the start. When we get the announcement in 2 minutes now, which should be 4.25, that's only the beginning, really, because these will move around a bit, probably not an awful lot, but significantly. And then we have to wait for half an hour until we hear what he's got to say and how he answers the new questions, given that we have a new scenario compared to the last I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 meetings. Once we know this number and have seen the initial reaction of the market, I'm going to love and leave you. I won't be here for the presser. I could actually, though, stream it from somewhere like, I think, an open source, open to the public channel like CNBC. But I've never done that before. And I don't really feel like sitting around here for another half an hour plus another half an hour thereafter. So let's see what the number is in 1 minute from now. This will start flashing shortly when there are 20 seconds to go. And then we'll see the number coming up, and then I'll switch across to these charts immediately. So hold on, stand by. It's going to be a big one, this one. The biggest of the year, I'm sure, including those to follow this year. Yeah, well done on coffee, Sam stuff. We hit a big one there, right? Big move down. That was great. If you do choose to hang up your boots, know that you've shared what you shared with carry forward with you beyond the charts. Thank you, William. Appreciate that, mate. Hey, Ritesh. Quickly, last greeting, Danielle. Nice to see you. Yeah, we're all back here again. Can you believe it? All right, now let's go across and have a look. Is it flashing? Not yet, but we've got 37 seconds to go. I'll sit here with you and count it down, staring awkwardly, not at the camera, but at my charts to avoid eye contact, which is a classic defensive mechanism used by those on camera, and also in personal contact very often too. If you see someone who won't hold eye contact with you, you should be concerned about their sincerity. So I'm going to show you my eyes. It's true. Anyway, here we go. I'm looking at the charts now because here it comes. Flash, flash, flash. I'm sure it's going to be 0.25. If this isn't coming up quickly, we've got to go across to the charts. What's going on? Come on, man. Why is it so slow? Wow. Okay, euro up. Everything's up. Not Bitcoin, really. Big spike up, not much. That's 1890, 1850, 40 pip spike on the euro. We've got 150, only 30 points on the NASDAQ. A little bit on gold, quite a lot actually. 3695, up from about $10 in gold. Bitcoin's just catching up. The others are going. What was the number? Still haven't got it. Let me refresh this page. Can anyone type that up in the chat? Anyone in the chat? My thing's just gone frozen for some weird reason. All right. Don't know now. Let's refresh. Everything's gone weird. All right, come back here. Euro, still moving up, but spiking back down again. Wow, look at gold collapsing. We're short on silver. Let's go across to silver. Oh, no, let's wait a few minutes. It's bouncing back up again. I don't want to switch charts unnecessarily. Okay, Bitcoin's struggling, really struggling. That's the 200 period moving average on the 15-minute chart. It's not getting through it. It's now getting through it. Euro spiking up. Gold undecided. NASDAQ. All right, so not much really. Gold back where it started. So undecided, the big money in the gold playing field of this market thinks, no, it's not going down, it's not going up, we don't know. Rather, let's wait to see what Powell's got to say. Euro thinks it's okay, dollar down. Those who are selling the dollar in this news, big time. Look at that, dollar move down. That's the euro moving up. We're 50, 60 pips up now. NASDAQ hardly moving, Bitcoin hardly moving. What have we got here? Let's go back to what the number was. Can't find it. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, yeah, 25. All right, as expected. No worries. So the market likes it, except really only those who are selling the dollar right now. There's nothing going on a Bitcoin or the NASDAQ. It's only the dollar that's selling off. Let's have a look at the dollar yen, because we're short on this one. Let's hope this one's collapsing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This one's collapsing for sure. This is really setting off. We're short from way, way, way above here, up there somewhere, way above that even. We're short from the top almost. And look where we're going. Wow. All right. So we've got a big dollar sell-off, but no gains in stocks, crypto, or gold. Where's it going? It's going away from the dollar into other currencies. I don't know what else, bonds, maybe. Can't look at it all at the same time. I've got to get back to my main charts to see what's happening. So I've got to get back to my charts and my group. So folks, that's what's going on. Folks are dumping the dollar, but holding on to everything else, but not buying it really. dumping the dollar, keeping everything else. Very, very interesting. That's the short-term charts. We're just looking at the immediate reaction. I'm not saying anything about medium or long-term trends, just what's happening in this minute. Getting rid of the dollar. What are we buying? Let's have a look at the pound, British pound. Probably buying the pound, no doubt. I don't know why. No idea why anyone would be buying the pound, but there we go. All right, so we're 44. Yeah, look at that. Pound's going up. All right, gold's finally getting a bid under it. So is Bitcoin trying, but the NASDAQ still. Let's have a look at the S&P. I'm sorry, I'm just switching between charts on the same screen here because it's just quicker. This is the 15-minute on the S&P. That likes it, but not the NASDAQ. All right, so everything looking pretty much against the dollar. Everything picking up a bit now. Pound, the other currencies. Gold, not too bad, actually. Bitcoin and the S&P, not bad. Let's go back to the NASDAQ. If I do this more often, I'll have more screens, but there's no call for it right now, so I'm doing a makeshift job, trying to sort of day trade and stream and do all this stuff. It's not really what I do. I'm not a streamer. I'm a trader, but this is kind of fun. So, here we go. NASDAQ, let's do this one from Black Bull. All right, so there we go. Actually, not too bad on that broker. I may have had the wrong chart there. So that's the NASDAQ. We've picked up 24, 140, 140, 110 points. So not too bad, actually. NASDAQ up, dollar down, gold coming back again. All right, so now that's the first reaction, folks. What's probably going to happen, remember, in 25 minutes from now, we're going to get this sort of stuff happening. The FOMC sort of presser with it, well, Jerome Powell basically with the rest of the press and perhaps even some plants from the new media, maybe some Trumpy type plants or some antagonists. Who knows? It's a political shift show with an F out there. And it's interesting. So what's he going to say? Remember, he has to say something different for the first time in 5 or so meetings. So it's going to be interesting. He's going to have to defend the cut and explain why it wasn't more and why he did the cut in the first place. It's going to be super interesting. So don't take any big trades until then, because there is a real danger that these all reverse immediately, even doesn't matter how far they've gone in response to what is said during that press conference. Folks, have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed that. This is just a weird little thing. I was trying out some streaming, but thanks for attending in any event. I really appreciate it. And I shall see you on the next event and the next occasion. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Please continue to support the channel. There will be a few changes, but I'm not going anywhere, really. I'm always around. So, that sounds incredibly vain and conceited to think that you even care about whether I'm around or not, but I hope at least some of you do. So anyway, with all of that, good evening. I'll see you in the next video or the next stream pretty soon. Take care.